A few months ago, I had an experience to teach English to elementary schoolers in Nakan, my hometown. Majority of the students were 6, 7, and 8 years old. What I've realized from them was that their childhood was totally different from mine. Why? Well, it's because I saw kids acting cheeky in class, they were bullying each other, and also using inappropriate language. One night, it was about 10 p.m. I was scrolling through TikTok as usual before going to bed. However, I had to pause because, shockingly, I saw one of the primary 3 students' TikTok posts on my feed. As their volunteer teacher, I would definitely want to learn more about the student. What I saw was the little student doing dance moves like what adults might do in a nightclub. And on the next day, she recreated that dance with her fellow students in class. I was so surprised on how they did that confidently in front of me and their homeroom teacher, who looked as if this kind of activity was seen before by the young students. I automatically questioned myself. From where did they get all of these? And what was I doing during that age? I'd like for each of you to take your time to reflect and look back. What were you doing when you were 6, 7, 8 years old or so? If you could remember that far back. This was me back in my childhood, nearly at the same age as the students I taught. Every day, my friends and I go to school to play together, not with our faces buried in some electronic devices, whether it's on social media or gaming. We would love to wait for recess time to play house. If you have no idea what house is, it's when kids role play as a family. We love to collect flowers and leaves. Imagine that they were the perfect ingredients for cooking. We'd dig a hole into the soil as if it were a pot, then we'd use sand as seasoning. And most of the time, we love to dress up as our favorite superhero or princess. Simplicity brought so much joy to my childhood. And I believe that most of us here could relate on how children in the past would dress. Our clothes were tastefully colorful and fancy. There's no need to care if our top doesn't match with our pants. And there's no need to care if we make weird or funny hairstyles out of a variety of colored rubber bands and hair clips, because that is the identity of youth. Social influence is one of the biggest factors on why children nowadays are increasingly and earlier acting older. Even though there are contents that are specifically for kids, those videos sometimes include inappropriate behavior such as pranking or bullying. Even in kids' cartoons, some scene may just look silly to us. However, if you look a little bit deeper, we can notice that kids are copying those actions represented in the show and are creating bad behaviors. Children are also influenced by adults around them and influencers on social media platforms such as beauty bloggers, gamers, YouTubers, etc. Beauty bloggers are influencing kids to put on makeup, apply skincare, or even dye their hair, which all of these is unnecessary for their age. Most kids, YouTubers, and gamers are also influencing kids to use bad words and have a bad attitude. This even leads kids to being pressured and bullied, usually in schools. It's all because they get made fun of or judged by their friends or older teens for doing regular things such as wearing unicorn shirts, playing with toys or dolls, or even sleeping next to their parents, which I think is actually lovely. They must change themselves to be able to fit in with others. Well, some people might ask, why can't they just ignore it? Well, we have to admit that nobody wants to be left out, right? Imagine if you were in that situation where you were being bullied, and your friend said that you're different from others, or who you should copy or be like. What would you do? Could you really ignore it? So wouldn't it be better if kids took a break from social media and spent more time just being kids? Imagine them running under the sun instead of scrolling endlessly on their phones. Instead of exercising their thumbs, they could be out exploring the world, playing tag, riding bikes, or simply sharing stories with friends. During a summer program in China, I met a girl who was 5 years younger than me. To my surprise, we both admired the same celebrity, Titawaree. Tu is a Thai actress and model who recently graduated with a degree in dentistry. This young girl told me how much she looked up to Tu, not only for her fame, but because she managed to balance studying and working at the same time. Inspired by her, this young girl even dreamt of becoming a dentist too. This shows us something important. Not all influencers are bad, but the real question is, are the influencers that kids are following setting a good example? I believe that when children are exposed to positive role models, they grow up in the right direction. You've probably heard the saying, be what you want your children to become. It's true, because kids are always watching. They observe the behavior of those around them, whether it's online or in real life. It's as teenagers, young adults, or older people. It's time for us to set a good example and help create an environment where children could thrive, an environment that draws them away from excessive screen time towards real-world experiences. Let's help them explore the world around them rather than just a world inside a phone. It's time for us as people who are older than them to help them step away from social media and gaming. I would like children to have their real childhood, a time where they should gather memories as a kid. It's a chapter in life that couldn't be replayed, and we don't want today's children to grow up and look back with regret for missing the childhood they should really have had. So let's take time to remind children that it's okay to be a kid. There's no need to rush in growing. Take your time to learn, to explore, to play, and enjoy every moment. Thank you.